So I am now 34 weeks pregnant with baby number 3, and I am massively struggling to think of a name for this baby and wanted to just plea to you guys for some ideas of names. So I'm just going to chat you through what the names are that I currently have for my older two, so you can kind of hear why we chose them and kind of the names that we like. And then I would just love your suggestions in the comments below of what I can name this little baby. I'll show you my bump. So baby is due on Christmas Eve, and we don't know if it is a boy or a girl. I do have a girl name because I currently have 2 little boys. So I do have a girl name that's kind of been on ice since the beginning of time, as probably most girls do, which I still really love, but girl names are appreciated. But if you can really focus your attention on boy names of boys that you absolutely love. So I'm going to show you a little picture of my boys so you can have in mind the kind of baby that I make. Because it's good to picture. They both look exactly the same. They're very blonde, blue-eyed little boys. So my eldest son has a very traditional sounding name. His name is Frederick David. So Frederick is because that was my husband's favourite name for a boy. And when we first talked about having kids, he was like, it was a little boy, I want to call him Frederick. I wasn't mad keen on the name Frederick, to be honest, from the beginning, but I really started to fall in love with Freddie. For me, it kind of sounds like 1940s type of Fred Astaire, that sort of cheeky chappy kind of name about it. And it is a bit unusual. There aren't tons of Freddies. It's not in the kind of top 10 name list anywhere. We've gone through the whole of nursery. Now he's 6.5, and we've maybe met like one other Freddie. So it's not hugely popular, which is great. So it's kind of unique to him. And I really love it. The other name we had in contention for him when he was born was going to be Oscar, spelt the Swedish way, Oskar. That was my favourite name, but it's really popular around where we live, which is in London. And when Freddie was born, he just looked like a Freddie. So that was how we chose his name. His middle name, David, is a family name after my cousin David and my dad's dad, David, who both for very special reasons we wanted to name and commemorate within his name. So that's how we came up with that one. But this time I'm not looking for any more family names, and because he's got such a traditional name, I want something super duper unusual for baby number 3. I've really warmed up to my baby name theme over the babies. So second baby, we found out that we were having another baby boy, which is amazing, and a name that I'd really loved for a long time was Finn. His name is Finn Barnaby Boo. So I loved the name Finn since I heard it. A colleague of mine had a little son called Finn, and it's just very unusual and unique at the time. It's got really popular since we had Finn 3.5 years ago, especially now that there's a Finn in Star Wars. So but for me it is very cute, it is very boyish. I love baby name meanings. So the Scandinavian meaning for Finn is a little blonde soldier. So we knew that we had this little blonde Freddie. We thought, I bet we'll have another little blonde boy. So the names meanings really seal the deal for me. So any names you know with beautiful meanings, do let me know below, because that's what I'm really after. So Finn, and I was surprised my husband went for it, because as you've heard, he likes very traditional names, so he can't go for anything too wacky. But he liked the name Finn as well, and we weren't sure about having 2 F names. I think people think we've got a bit of a theme going on, but we don't. It's just the way it worked out, that was just the name we liked. We didn't really like anything else, which is probably why we're struggling a bit for a third boy name for this baby. His middle name, Barnaby and Boo. So Boo is spelled B-O, is actually Henrik's father's name. So he's Swedish, his name is Boo. And we thought because we'd had David from my family side, we would pick something from Henrik's family side, and nobody had the name Boo in there. But we didn't want just Finn Boo, because it's like 2 weird syllable sounds, and I do think the names need to have a bit of like lyricism to them. So I just chose the name Barnaby. I've always liked the name Barnaby. For me, it's kind of quite a trendy name. It's quite an indie type of name, and I don't know if that just to me, but it's also kind of very cute and little boyish, and it just sounded really nice as a long name in the middle of those two names. So we've got Frederick David, Freddie David, no one really calls him Frederick apart from his grandparents on the Swedish side sometimes, and then Finn Barnaby Boo. So when it comes to choosing a baby name for this little one, I am much more into really modern names now. So Frederick was kind of very traditional, Finn a bit more modern, and I'm looking to go uber over into like a real modern hipster type of name. But it can't be something majorly too unusual because my husband will not go for it. So I'm just really interested in any ideas that you have. I quite like throwback names, so if it's a name that's kind of like nobody's using from like a few years ago, so I do like those types of names. I love nature baby names. I've done a whole vlog on nature baby names before, so I am like the queen of baby names. So it's just like having a mental block on my own baby. It's really stressing me out. I don't want to decide when I see the baby. I want to decide now, so I know. So I want to like send that text from the delivery room with the baby's name on it. Like, I really need to know what I'm doing. I'm a super organised person. So I'm looking for something really, really modern, really, really unusual, that kind of is going to be a real standout name for this last baby of ours and works well with my first two boys' names and our surname. So thanks so much for watching. I really, really, really hope you have some thoughts and ideas that just sprung to mind. You can comment right below on YouTube and I will look at them all and let me know what you think of everyone else's comments as well, and help me name my baby who is due on Christmas Eve, and I'm sure I will be picking one of the names below because I am totally stuck. Thanks so much for watching. You can subscribe by pressing the little red button if you want to follow me on my pregnancy journey.